everybody. Good morning to you. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. It's a beautiful day here in Oregon. It's nice and sunny, but it's not too hot, at least not yet. Keeping my fingers crossed. I've gotten a bunch of stuff done this morning, and now I can sit down and do some reacts. So today's react is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be a foodie react. I did my foodie reacts yesterday. Those of you that were on my channel yesterday, you know that I did a special tarot live covering Tommy, which was Amberlynn Reid's newest love interest. Now, a lot of things have come out about Tommy, a lot of dark, disturbing things revolving around the fact that Tommy is a confirmed feeder, an extreme feeder. Part of Tommy's past is that Tommy was involved with a woman who was over 1,000 pounds. This former girlfriend was on the Dr. Oz show more than once. And unfortunately, the girlfriend passed away. There's been some pictures that have shown up at Tommy at the funeral, and she was all smiles for some strange reason. There's also been some further information about Tommy, that Tommy was a nurse's assistant. So isn't that interesting? That a woman who was a nurse's assistant, that she's a medical professional. She's in the medical field, and yet she's a feeder. And that's exactly why I did the reading on Amberlynn Reid and on Tommy. And it was quite the doozy. I just wanted to see what the cards would tell me about the reasons why Tommy was targeting Amber, if in fact she was targeting Amber. And the answers were very clear. It's very, very, very money motivated. Tommy is talking to several people all at once. She's essentially fishing for the biggest, most profitable fish. She came across Amber. But one thing that my cards told me was that this whole thing with Tommy and Amber, it is far from over. It really, really isn't. We're going to be seeing more of Tommy. Maybe she might be in the background somewhere, but there are definite plans that Tommy is going to visit Amber or maybe even move in with her. And Tommy, I'm telling you, like, look, at the things I found out about you, you're not a nice person. You've got not nice motives. But understand that Amberlynn Reid is a very manipulative person. In short, y'all, I feel that Amber is about to pull a Chantal, because both Foodie and Amber, what they do is they get into relationships that aren't really relationships, they're situationships. Amber and Chantal, they're at a size where they need assistance doing the most basic things. They need actual caretakers, and actual caretakers are not cheap. So what they both decided to do was to just find people and turn them into cheaper versions of caretakers. So they hop from person to person, looking for someone who might be hurting financially, and take advantage, move them in, pay them a small amount, boss them around. I feel that's what's going to happen between Amber and Tommy. So the video you're about to watch that I'm going to react to, even though she's crying and saying it's over, I don't believe it's over. I really don't think so. I mean, Amber is fully infatuated with Tommy. And as we know, the girls just don't know when to walk away. They don't know when to walk away from a situation and do the right thing for themselves. It's all about the heart wants what it wants, and I'm going to go after what the heart wants. So, sorry about that. Booger was trying to get into the cabinets, and I had to indulge her. She's very cabinet obsessed. Booger. Why do you think she got the name Booger? Come here, baby. Come here. Yes, you're being a naughty girl today. Naughty girl. I fed up. What is it about cats, by the way, since we're here? That they have toys and they always put them in spots where they can't get to them, and then you find a whole bunch of them gathered up in one corner. Hashtag cat life. So going back, ow, she's biting on me. Going back to Miss Amber. I did peek at the video, which thankfully it's not that long. It's very, very short. You know, Amber's content seems to be shorter in length than Chantal, so that's always a good thing. I peeked at the video. Amber is flipping the script and she's blaming everything on Girl World, saying that it's our fault, that we ruined her relationship with Tommy and blah, blah, blah. And I've got so much to say on that. And so I hope you guys enjoy this react. And if you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. And thank you so much for watching. So let me just go ahead. You know what? Hold on just a minute. Before we get into that, let's do a little bit of a recap. Hold on. What is this? All right. I don't even know if I want to show that picture. It's nothing adult. It's nothing adult. All right. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to my timeline because I want to just pull some stuff up relating to Amber. Let's do kind of a recap of what's on Twitter, what's been shared on Twitter, at least part of it. I know I'm not going to get every single thing. So for anybody who might be on Twitter and you want to join me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. So let's just do that. Let's refresh. Okay, this is courtesy of Girl World Garden. And this is a screenshot from the video that I'm going to react to. Girl World Garden says, Amberlynn Reid blaming us for the end of her relationship. She's so heartbroken that she had time to edit the video to make her look as miserable as possible. You are stupid in thinking this woman loved you and that you loved her. Go to therapy. Yeah, so if you're really, really heartbroken, if the relationship is over, you're really, really into somebody, your heart is broken, like your head's all over the place, why would you sit down and make a video and then edit it and pick the most dramatic thumbnail? I mean, who thinks that way? Anybody out there that's ever had their heart broken, you're not thinking about YouTube. You certainly don't want to be in front of the camera. You want to sit alone and reflect and get yourself together. But look at what she's done. She made sure to choose a screenshot in the video where she's crying. I mean, she and Chantal, they must have bought the same YouTube Views for Dummies playbook because they use the same tactics. They're all about the clickbaitiness. They're all about the dramatic thumbnails, thumbnails that will make people angry or curious. So certainly Amber's doing that right now. And if you notice, ladies and gentlemen, look at the bottom. So she did this video and the comments are turned off, which is stupid, Amber, because you've been on YouTube for years and you know that engagement is highly important. So you are cutting your own engagement off by cutting off the comments. You're not letting people say what they want to say. And that's something that Chantal has done as well. She'll do something inflammatory or something inflammatory will happen and she'll turn off the comments because she knows there's a poo storm coming and she doesn't have a big enough umbrella to contain it all. So yeah, Amber did all of this, making a video with a dramatic thumbnail, turning off the comments. And it's your fault, Amber. You decided to put Tommy on YouTube. You're very much like Chantal in that regard. You can't just keep things very, very private. You want to air out your personal laundry to everybody. You want to show whoever it is that you're with off. You know, just as bragging rights, I guess. Make them part of your storyline or your arc. And then when Girl World goes digging because they get curious about who that person is and what they're up to, if they find any dirt, we're very quick to expose it. We go truth shopping. We find all the receipts and then we put them out there. It's your fault. It is absolutely your fault. And by the way, Amber, if you want to be with this person, Tommy, nobody can stop you. No one. I mean, you could still be with Tommy. What can we do about it? All that Girl World did is go shopping, get the receipts, put them out there. And the receipts that I've seen of Tommy are disturbing. Disturbing. When you see a definite pattern of who this person is and what they do. And the tarot reading that I did on Tommy last night, some of the key points that I saw were that Tommy's a player. Tommy's a definite player who targets the bigger ladies, but not just ladies of a bigger size, mind you, because Tommy likes ladies of a bigger size. That's not it. If that were it, if that was all, nobody would have anything to talk about. Tommy's a freaking feeder. Confirmed. Confirmed. Was with a woman who was 1,000 pounds. And this young lady died 3 months ago. So her girlfriend died 3 months ago. And already she's hopping into your DMs, and you don't find that weird? You don't find that odd? That this person had a girlfriend that they allegedly loved so much, which in my opinion, they love too much in the wrong ways. They love them to death with food. But at 3 months after the death of a girlfriend, not even the breakup of a relationship, an actual death of someone that they knew and that they loved. And 3 months after the fact, they're not just talking to you, they're talking to somebody else too. Tommy is a player, but she's a player with a purpose. She's not just looking for a lady of a bigger size because she prefers a bigger body size. She's got a purpose in mind: to be a feeder, to find a feedee, to make even bigger. Now, there might be all different kinds of reasons for that, Amber. Some people that do the feeder feedee thing, it could be a power exchange. One person relying literally physically on another person because they can't move, they can't cook, they can't stand up, they can't use the bathroom without help. It could be a total power exchange. There are different levels to feederism. Feeding somebody a cupcake and that's all it is one thing, but feeding somebody so much food that it causes harm to their body, I don't agree with that. I don't approve of any kink where the person who is doing it is harming the other person, and the person who's participating, they're hurting themselves. If there's permanent harm, I'm not down with that. But let's go back to you and Tommy. Let's go back to the two of you. Let's examine the two of you for a minute. So, there's a few doors of possibility here. Door number one, you did not know about Tommy being a feeder, but then you found out. And you got mad because you had plans to bring Tommy on your channel. And now that Girl World knows about Tommy's past that perhaps you didn't know about, it ruined your plans. It ruined your story arc. Maybe you had plans to take the crown back from Chantal. And this kind of put a dent in things. Or door number two, you knew about Tommy. You knew about the feeder past and you didn't care. You were just hoping nobody else found out. You didn't count on Girl World finding out so quickly. Amber, this is Girl World. We're nosy. You bring in side characters. We want to know who they are. We want to know what they're about. And if Tommy had been a stand-up person, an honest person, we would have had nothing to say. Nothing to say at all. Even though you're a rotten person, you are manipulative, you are controlling. You and Foodie are alike like that. Still, you bring in a side character, we're going to investigate. If for no other reason, out of curiosity. If Tommy had been a straight up person, good heart, no shady past, nobody would have had anything to say, and Twitter would not have been set on fire for the last couple of days. But as it turns out, Tommy has some things going on in the past that make us all just scratch our head and say, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be joking. Being a nurse or a practicing nurse, I don't know exactly what field she's in, and at the same time being a feeder? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? Is she doing it? Is she deliberately hooking up with ladies like you for the money and also to get attention for herself? Is she looking for the clout? It kind of feels like that. Like there's multiple purposes here. Like she might be using you for more than one purpose. You know, because she was in another person's DMs not too long ago, another woman of a bigger size. It doesn't feel like she's just choosing anonymous people. She's looking for people online that have a following that are making money. There is a pattern here. Whether you want to admit it or not, there's a definite freaking pattern. So blaming this whole heartbreak on Girl World, no. No, it's your fault for not doing your due diligence if you did not know and checking out the people that you're with. And one truth that you cannot get away from, Amber, you have to know, because of you being on YouTube and you making money and being of a bigger size and eating the food, whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not, you are going to attract the feeders. You're going to get their attention. They might reach out to you. Some of the people that say that they're interested in you, they're not really interested in you per se. They're interested in you satisfying their fetish and at the same time getting attention and money for themselves. You have to acknowledge that you being of a bigger size, doing the food content, talking about your struggles with food, you're going to attract the feeders. And some of them may have bad intention. That's just part of the course. You cannot deny it. You kind of put yourself in that category a little bit by not taking care of your health, by getting online, doing the food thing, talking about your struggles. It's just going to happen. It has happened. I don't know if you care about that. I don't know if you want to know about that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, not quite sure if you knew about Tommy's past or not, but now you do know. And if you decide to proceed and be with Tommy, there's nothing we can do about it. But what you won't be able to do later is come back later to Girl World and say, I just found this out and I didn't know. And now I'm bedbound because I let this feeder feed me up another 400 pounds. You don't like Girl World, but really you should be owing Girl World a big thank you, because if you didn't know about Tommy's past, now you do know. Now, before Tommy moves in, you can really stop and think about it. And I would think about it. I would really think about it. If I would let some money-hungry, cloud-chasing player in my house, when clearly you don't need them there. You may want them there, but you don't need them there. It will give me a moment to pause and think, is this the best thing for me? But you won't be able to claim innocence and ignorance later. That's been removed. Absolutely removed. So I don't know what you're going to do. Something tells me that this whole drama between you and Tommy, you're going to play that up because you want the crown back. You're gunning for the crown, aren't you? I think you are. And I think you are absolutely going to play this up between you and Tommy. So let's keep going, y'all. Let's look into the other stuff. About Amber, Girl World Garden says Amberlynn Reid deleted her video with Tommy on TikTok and her Instagram. Girl is doing the same damage control. Let's see if YouTube will be next. Yeah, but here's the problem. She might have deleted the video, but she had her name set as Tommy's girl. And Amber, if she wants somebody, she might get blow up at you at first, but then she'll let you right back into her life. So again, I don't think Tommy's going to be out for long. Okay, we're going to get past all this Chantal stuff. I really don't care. Don't care about Chantal today, at least for this video. I'm just doing a recap, refresh on Twitter. Get with the program. All right. There's some Amber stuff in here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's buried in here. We're just going back over it real quick. I don't want to show the pictures of the young woman who passed. I want to protect her a little bit and her family, but they do show the pictures on the kiwi farms. Okay, Tofu, this was posted July 22nd, saying this girl commented on my TikTok video claiming Tommy was flirting with her first. The tea is hot, girls. Let's look at the screenshots. So this person, Spanx Beluga, says, I know the person she is seeing because they were chatting to me a few weeks ago. She goes on to say, I mean, I don't keep up with this kind of drama. I just noticed someone who was hitting up on me a few weeks ago now has her on her Snapchat. So I was, oop, I know. So what else we got here? So this is Spanx Beluga. As you can see, she's a lady of a bigger size as well. About the same size as Amber, perhaps. I'm not quite sure. She looks like she might be close. But it does seem that Tommy does have a type. And I don't mean body type. You know, it's okay if you prefer people of a bigger size, if that is your thing. I'm talking about Tommy going after the bigger ladies who are on social media. And look at Spanx Beluga's following. Look, okay, so 161,000 followers. I wonder if that had anything to do with Tommy's decision to reach out to her in DMs. I am noticing that Spanx Beluga is not a small creator. So if she's on TikTok and she's got all these followers, more than likely she's doing well for herself financially. So I think money is a factor. It's not just about the shape or the size or the pounds of the body. The money situation is also involved. The 13th posted on July 25th saying the crazy stuff coming out about the new girlfriend Amberlynn and Reid started dating. It appears Kiwi farmers have dug out that she's a feeder and her last girlfriend was 1,000+ pounds and passed away. She's with her in this profile picture and also here giving her eulogy. Yeah, I saw in the eulogy that she was smiling like she was having a good joke. She seemed pretty happy at the funeral, which I think is just an odd reaction to somebody you love passing away. Okay, and again, I don't want to show pictures of the young lady. And here's a really disturbing picture, courtesy of Theo, saying, it gets worse, girls. This is Emily Slamy to being crushed by the woman. Now, at first I was confused by the picture. I was like, what is going on here? Because I couldn't figure it out. But apparently it's a picture of Tommy being crushed by her ex-girlfriend's belly. And that is an actual fetish. That is a thing for some people. But she's not only into the feeder thing. I guess there's other interests related to that Tommy is into, and it's been exposed as well. Anything else we got here? So those are just a few of the screenshots, y'all, that have been all over Twitter. All over Twitter. Like, Twitter was set on fire for 2 days with all that. And it's going to get worse. I'm sure Amber knows about everything being on Twitter and everything being exposed. And maybe that's why she's pulling herself back and Tommy back for at least the time being. There's a sense of retreat. You know, they don't want to fight the battle right now. There's a sense of retreat. And what am I going to do? And how am I going to bring her on the channel and make this into a story arc and get my crown back? But in the meantime, she made a video where she's basically gaslighting everybody and blaming everybody for all of this going down. And I have so much to say, and Amber's not going to like it. But I don't care what Amber likes. I care about the truth. So we're here for the truth, Amber, and that's all, and that's it. And these are my opinions, ma'am. And if you don't like them, sorry about that, but you chose to involve yourself with someone that you barely knew. We found out their past, what they've been up to, and it doesn't look good for you because there seems to be a pattern of this person literally feeding people to death. And then months later, hopping on to the next one to do the same thing over again. So let's listen to what Amber has to say. And I hope you guys enjoyed this React video. And if you do, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. So let's go.
What to say, but like, you guys don't know the full story at all. And I think that's like the hardest part of this whole thing is like, there is a big part of the story missing. But
well, whose fault is that? So you're starting out the video saying there's a big part of this story missing. Okay, then fill in the blanks. Tell us what we don't know. Because what we do know, what we have found out is disturbing, Amber. It is very disturbing. When you go digging on the side characters and you see that somebody is a feeder, that they've had a girlfriend that was over 1,000 pounds and this girlfriend passed away, and here it is 3 months later and they're already sliding in the DMs of multiple women all at the same time. And yes, my tarot showed me that too. You think you're the only one that Tommy is talking to? Oh no. No, no, no. Tommy's a player. Tommy is talking to several women, and you want to know why? Because she's a broke ass. Like, she's got some money trouble, some debt of some kind, looking for not only the biggest lady on the internet, but the one who has the most in her pockets and will give up to her. That's what all the urgency is about. It's not about love. It's about, I'm low on cash and I got to figure something out. And she saw you with your following, with your channel, with your money, and said, that's a good fish. I think I'll pull that one in. And I know you did a previous video. I saw a previous video where you said, she's not scamming me. She's not asking me for money. She didn't ask for anything while she was here. Question. Did Tommy pay for the trip down? Did she pay for the plane ticket? I don't think she paid for the plane ticket. I think you paid for the plane ticket and she stayed with you. So you were paying for everything, weren't you? I don't think Tommy paid for a doggone thing. And you probably did that to impress her and to lock her into a relationship. But going back to Tommy for a second, there's all kinds of ways to scam people, Amber. And some of the better scam artists, they know better than to try to do the immediate quick hit. You know, come right out and ask you for money right away. They'll sucker you into thinking that they care for you. So at first, they're not going to ask for anything. They're going to make it seem like they're financially fine, that they don't need anything. They'll find alternate ways to get things out of you. They'll act like they love you. And when they feel like you're fully in love, then they'll start mentioning their financial woes and problems. And you, because you're so in love, you'll want to help because you're such a great partner. And you'll give up the money without them asking. That's how they do it. They play the long con. So as much as you want to be angry at Girl World, be thankful. Because Girl World might have just saved your life. And saved you a lot of headache and saved you a lot of heartache. And you're not a nice person and maybe you don't deserve that kind of grace, but you got it anyway. So don't crap all over it, okay? Just don't.
But I'm never going to sit there and talk about other people's personal things because that's not me. That's not who I am. But because of this, me and now my ex, we're not together anymore, and this has left her like debilitated.
Wait, I beg your pardon. See, I saw this part of the video earlier and I'm like, who is she talking about? Her ex? She and Tommy barely knew each other. They barely knew each other. They met each other one time and already she's referring to her as her ex. Ex what? You guys weren't really involved. You were just talking. She never lived with you. So you're referring to her in relationship terms when there was no real solid relationship established yet, you idiot.
Like literally, like her mental health has gone down so much. Like she's literally one of the
You know what? Mental health is very important. Mental health, I think everybody should take their mental health seriously, their emotional health seriously, their physical health seriously. You got to take care of yourself, all levels of yourself, not just one area, all areas. But she's over here crying, talking about her ex and her mental health. At the same time, Tommy, you were involved with a 1,000-pound woman who was bedbound, who passed away. Were you considering her mental health when you were doing that? Were you trying to help her to get healthy? Or were you encouraging the food issue to the point where she lost her life? You were encouraging self-harm behavior. You weren't trying to slow it down. You weren't trying to stop it. And I think it's very telling that 3 months after her passing, you were moving on to whatever woman that will take you. So not only were you encouraging someone to do self-harm behavior due to a certain kind of harmful fetish, you were shedding no tears, no real remorse, no real regret at her funeral. Even if you had that fetish for real, the passing of somebody you supposedly love, that should have woken you up a little bit and said, like, this is crazy. Like, this is the type of fetish that takes lives. But no, you were right back to looking for a woman of a bigger size to make into a feedie. So that tells me a lot about you, Tommy. The fact that you suck. You absolutely suck. That you are all about that life of getting what you can out of these women, making them completely unhealthy, even though you're in the medical field. Girl, how dare you be in the medical field and you're encouraging this behavior and not slowing it down or stopping it, or at the very least not participating in it. So I don't feel bad for you, Tommy. You were over there helping people to hurt themselves. So, like, mental health what? Mental health what? Don't care. And the young woman who's no longer on this earth because you encouraged that behavior, you participated in that behavior. I don't want to hear nothing about Tommy's mental health. Screw her. She sucks.
Greatest people, and it's like to see people say things that are not true at all.
I wouldn't call a person who encourages self-harm behavior the greatest person. Or if I do, I would call them the greatest piece of crap ever. That's the only time.
Like, it's not surprising. That's literally what people do. That's what they've done my whole freaking YouTube career. And
Oh, here we go. Like, everybody's at fault. YouTube is at fault. It's not my fault at all. It's because of all of you that everything's broken up. Hey, Amber, like I said, you can do whatever you want. You can still have Tommy in your life. You're just ticked off because this thing was going on. And whether you knew about it or didn't know about it, Girl World found out. They put it on the surface of everything, and that spoiled your plans for whatever you were trying to do or wanted to do, where you're going to paint this picture of this person loves me so much. Because you knew after all that stuff was found out and put out there, that if you did a live stream with Tommy, if you did a video with Tommy, you were going to have comment after comment after comment of people saying, Tommy is a feeder. You need to get away from this person. Like, it was not going to be, hugs and ass pats all the way through. And that's what you were looking for. You pulled a Chantal. Chantal basically picked somebody out of the crowd, tried to say that this person loves her so much when clearly he doesn't, and it's evident that he doesn't. And so you found Tommy and you try to paint this picture of I'm with somebody now, and then we find out this person's a feeder. You and Chantal, you're both frauds. You're both frauds. And if you wonder why you can't find a real, loving, sincere relationship is because you're both awful train wrecks. You are manipulative. You're very manipulative. You lie. You try to control people. You're too much to handle. You suck all the oxygen out of the room. So because you don't want to change yourself, because you don't want to work on yourself, you get what you get. You got to deal with what you get. I get that loneliness is hard. It's very hard. But sometimes being alone is a beneficial thing, because if you got a lot of work to do on yourself, you can focus entirely upon that and make yourself a better person, and then bring yourself up and improve your energy. And by doing so, you can attract better quality people. As long as you're at the bottom of the fish tank, you're going to attract scum and bottom feeders. And that's just how it is.
And for these people to act like they care about me now, yes, I know there are thousands of you who love me and support me.
You know, Amber, let me help you out. You're younger than I am. Let me just help you out. Look, a lot of people don't like you. There's a lot not to like. You're a bad person, period. But even though you're a bad person, if girl world being what it is, we see this person, Tommy, who's literally fed people to death. Her previous girlfriend died 3 months ago. Yeah, we're going to step it up and let you know. Because as much as people don't like you, they don't want to see you lose your life. Okay? You don't have to like somebody or love somebody to do the right thing. So Girl World did its part. And they gave you the information. They showed the screenshots. They did the digging. They went truth shopping. They got those receipts. What you choose to do with the information is up to you. But if you choose to be involved with Tommy, you can't make videos later saying, hoo, I didn't know. Why didn't somebody tell me? So with Girl World, it's like a double-edged sword, isn't it? Between a rock and a hard place. You're going to yell at us and blame us if we expose the information. But if nobody goes digging, you're going to come back later and say, somebody should have said something. Why didn't Girl World say something? Why didn't anybody tell me? This whole mess wouldn't have happened if somebody told me so. There's no making you happy. There really is no making you happy at all.
And want to see me happy. And
No. You don't want to listen. Pay attention. Class is in session. The bell has rung. You don't want to be happy. If you were committed to your own happiness, you would take care of yourself. All of yourself, Amber. All of it. You wouldn't F around. You wouldn't flip-flop. You wouldn't lie to yourself. You wouldn't lie to your audience. You wouldn't be acting like an entitled brat. You take care of yourself. You would educate yourself. You would educate yourself on the people you involve yourself with. You would do your due diligence. You would do your homework. You would do your research. You would do what you need to do by you. You know, forget Girl World for a minute. For just a second. We don't matter in your personal life. But we're nosy. We went hunting for things about Tommy. We found them all out, and it didn't take that long. Didn't take long at all. Maybe that surprised you. The Girl World found out so much so fast. Hey, Girl World is sufficient like that. They are hardworking. They are sufficient like that. Like, I mean, there's some doggone good detectives in Girl World, I must say. Like, you find some stuff out, I'm like, dang. I don't want to make you guys mad. Holy crap. Especially the Kiwi farmers. Good God. Swear to goodness, there might be some off-duty cops working on the Kiwi farms. But why is all this resentment coming out? Because people found stuff out. If there was nothing to find out, then there'd be nothing to fear. But apparently there was a lot, and it was found out, and now you're mad because you can't paint this happy picture of a couple in love, because from here on out, people are going to wonder why Tommy is with you. If there's any kind of bad intention.
Appreciate those messages. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, I feel it. But all of these people who act like they care about me and they're worried about me, bull. Like, you guys have never wanted to see me happy.
No, you never want to see yourself happy. Honestly, I mean, that's what it boils down to, Amber. You don't want to see yourself happy. Ma'am, I'm going to put some truth in your face. So get ready. You've been on YouTube for so many years. Back in the day, when your channel first started, you started out as a weight loss channel, Amber. And I don't know what happened, but you decided to go the other way with it and you gained a lot of weight. A lot of weight. But in the beginning of your channel, you were a weight loss channel. You weren't the train wreck that you are now. You weren't as entitled as you are now. And over the course of time of you being on YouTube, you've made over $1 million. Girl, $1 million, over $1 million. That's life-changing money. You could do whatever you want with it. With $1 million, you could have changed your entire life to be anything, everything you want. You could have gotten your health completely together. Bought a house, bought a car, invested money in a business or something. Just build everything up to a point where if you wanted to quit YouTube, you could have quit. Or you could just look at it like a side hustle, not a main hustle. Where'd all your money go? It went to candles, journals, Legos, and ugly earrings. That's where it went. You got nothing to show for, really. You're not really smart with your money because you, like Chantal, you both figured the money train is going to roll forever. And nothing has ever changed, even though the world has changed a lot. When the vid hit, it woke a lot of people up. The vid hit, it hurt a lot of people. It affected a lot of people. Even now, there are people out there, they're struggling to make ends meet. They're struggling to pay their rent. They're struggling to put food on the table for themselves and their children. Right now, at this minute, I'm sure there are parents out there because the money is stretched so tight and so thin, they will go without food to make sure that their kids are fed. And then there's you two idiots, you and Foodie. You're getting on YouTube and you're ruining your health on purpose. Not taking care of yourself, getting on camera, stuffing your face. And you got to know, after all the struggles of the entire world, when people watch you guys now, it hits different. People look at the two of you and go, all they have to do is make a few videos and they make all kinds of money. And they've got the money to take care of themselves, and yet they don't. It's just, what a waste of life. What a waste of opportunity and fortune. But we ruined your life? No, you ruined your life by not taking the cup of fortune that you were given long ago. Take the brass ring and run with it. You ruined your own life. You ruined yourself by not taking care of yourself.
There are so many of you who love to see me miserable, and you're getting that. You won again.
You know what? You're like Foodie. You like to be miserable because it gets you attention.
Literally won again. What's happening is not okay. Like, it's not. And this is the very fucking reason why I don't want to show people in my videos. It has nothing to.
That's a lie. That's a straight up lie, because if that was the case, Amber, let's be fair. If that was the case, then why did you show Tommy in your TikToks and stuff? I mean, if you don't want the person on social media, that is your right to keep a person private, to have a private life, but you did show them, didn't you? There are pictures all over the place of this person. How do you think Girl World found them? You were showing their entire face and their name. And so that's when the detective work began. The Kiwi farmers found out stuff because you said too much, you showed too much. And then Girl World followed. You did this. You're like Foodie. You guys want to brag about whoever you're with. Well, that comes at a cost. Making things public instead of private. You did that. So when people get curious and looking around at things, don't get mad at them. You know, you piqued their curiosity. You started the whole thing.
To do with me and everything to do with so many of you. I am talking to a big part of you, but I'm not talking to all of you. So I need that to be like fully known. Like, I know there are a lot of people who love and support me. Like, I know that. But like right now, that is not being heard as much as I feel it. What is really being heard is,
you know what, Amber, and I'll give you a couple of props. When Chantal gets on camera and she is acting like she's crying, you don't see any tears. You have a little bit of moisture around your eyes, so you got a little bit better acting skills than Chantal, but not much more. Because if you were really heartbroken, if it were really over with Tommy, girlfriend, your whole face would be red as a beet. Your face would be swollen. You'd have trouble talking because when you guys know, when you do the ugly cry, you got that your sinuses fill up and you're like, you're almost choking because everything swells up. She ain't doing that here. So your heart is broken in two, is it? I'm really not feeling it. I'm feeling that there's a little bit of acting going on right now.
it's like, y'all are ruining someone's life who does not deserve it. Like, it is freaking crazy.
You know what? Maybe it's karma. If Tommy has made a habit of finding the super morbidly obese ladies and living off of them and literally feeding them to death one by one, maybe that's their karma for encouraging someone to hurt themselves and not putting a stop to it, being an active participant. Maybe that's their karma. You know, whatever energy you put out into the universe, you get back. I don't know what all of her intentions are. With the tarot reading that I did, I felt like she got with ladies of a bigger size to get attention and clout for herself. There's also the element of money. There's also the element of the power exchange. I feel like that's a multi-layered cake. But I did not feel that her intentions were pure. And it was a case of, I like the bigger ladies and I just want to find one to love. No, I didn't get that sense at all. I got the sense of negative, selfish, self-centered intention. And if that's just what Tommy does, if she's going around using the bigger ladies for clout and for money, honestly, I hope she does get involved with Amber. Let me tell you why. Because Amber is controlling, is manipulative, and this is going to be Natter's not a feeder, but it's going to be like a situation like that all over again. Meaning, when Natter and Chantal met each other, they underestimated one another. He looked at her and said, oh, she's just some fat, stupid broad with a lot of money. I could take advantage of her. And Chantal looked at him and said, oh, he's just some stupid, skinny crackhead. I can control him. And then they locked horns and they found out the hard way. They underestimated each other. So I think if Tommy gets with Amber, Tommy's going to find out real quick that how manipulative and controlling Amber is. It's going to be on a whole nother level. And maybe that's what Tommy deserves. So let it happen.
Easy. What is happening right now? You guys have interfered with my life in a way that, like,
we didn't interfere in your life. You put stuff out there. People investigated. You can do what you want, like I said. All we did was put this stuff out there and people warned you. What you proceed to do from that point forward is you, Amber. It's all you. Maybe you're mad because it interferes in the plans that you had for Tommy on YouTube.
It makes me want to just fucking disappear.
Oh, stop it. You're not going to disappear. You're not going to disappear, Amber. We know this. You know this. You're on YouTube. This is all you do. This is all you can do. You don't have a side hustle. You don't have any side businesses where you can go take a vacation for a month and nobody hears from you. You're not going to disappear. You're going to stay on YouTube, and this whole thing with Tommy, you're going to milk it and milk it and milk it until you can't milk it anymore. And then you might shock everybody. And the next thing you know, Tommy's living with you. I kind of feel that's in the works, y'all.
I have no idea. Like, if you guys knew the full.
And by the way, Tommy, if you do move in with Amber, now that Amber knows about your past, do expect that she will take that information, every single piece of it, and turn it into weapons in her favor. She'll beat you over the head with it. She'll bring it up in a fight. Oh, yeah, it's going to empower her in a bad way.
Story, you'd be like, oh, wait a minute. But you don't, and you'll never know. But like, to find out all this fucking shit and then make your own narrative with it and say that
What's the narrative? We saw the pictures. It's obvious what's going on. I mean, that one picture by itself was damning. The one where Tommy was underneath the woman's stomach and they were doing the fetish thing of the crushing. I mean, geez, that is so heavy. That is so damning, Amber. I mean, you can't deny it. You can't. You can't. And maybe that's why you're mad, because you can't. There's no maybe about this. There's no maybe we're wrong, maybe we're right. No, there's no maybe. It's a definite yes.
I'm in danger. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. But this has pushed me away. Completely pushed me away. I don't think I'll be the same for a long time. Like truly a long time, because
well, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that you're not the same. Maybe it's a good thing that you change and become a better person. That you really stop and think about who you are and who you attract and who you let into your life at light speed. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you need to be a better person. Maybe you need to understand that you're going to attract the feeder people, and some of them do not have good intentions, Amber. They're looking at you. They're looking at your clout. They're looking at your channel. They're looking at your money. Maybe you don't need to be the same person. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. You've been doing the same thing over and over and over again with your partners and getting the same results. So maybe if you change into a better person, you'll get the result that you want.
I had a future.
Oh, please. You still have a future. Y'all, I can't. This is so frustrating, so sad, so pathetic, so lame. I can't even. I really can't even. The way she's sounding right now, she's saying, oh, I had a future. So the tone of the voice and the words is telling me that she's hinging everything on having a partner. That if there's no partner in the picture, no live-in caretaker, if you will, she's not reaching for anything. She's not doing anything. It's all about, if I don't have somebody with me, there's no future. You can have a future on your own, Amber. You don't necessarily need a person. You may want them, but you do not need them. So you need to get out of that way of thinking of, I need somebody around or else I'm going to fall down. That's a bad way to be. Really bad. To put that much weight on another person, to lean on someone so heavily that if you want a relationship, you're leaning on them so much that you find someone and you say, I've got all these issues and all these problems and da-da-da-da-da that I'm not fixing, but I expect you to be my everything. You don't have a social life. You don't have friends. You don't have any hobbies. Your job, and it will be a full-time job, is to take care of me and keep me entertained. From this point forward, you do not have a life. I will not allow you to have one. That is too much. That is suffocating. And that is why your relationships don't last, because you suck the life force out of people. versus being healthy and independent, and you can do your thing and your partner can do their thing, and then you just come together in the middle and have great conversations and great times. But you are a very clingy, codependent person, and it's too much for some people. Do you understand? It's too much to bear. Way too much.
Planned, and I was happy, and I was so fucking happy and so loved. And now we aren't together anymore because, like, her mental health comes first and her safety comes first.
So what exactly is she stressing out about with her mental health? Being exposed? She had no trouble going after a woman who was 1,000 pounds who went on the Dr. Oz show several times and feeding her to death. Had no problem with that. Had no problem going after the person on TikTok 3 months after her death. What is her issue? Her issue was being exposed for being a player, for trying to take advantage of super morbidly obese women with money. And it's taking a toll on her mental health. What about the young lady who lost her life? Imagine how her family feels and their mental health. Amber.
I should have known something like this was going to happen, because 9 times out of 10, people make the smallest thing that I do or say or whatever it may be into like a fucking huge thing. Like, I should have known. Like, I should have known. I shouldn't have ever.
Well, so the big question is, Amber, did you know about Tommy and the feederism and being a feeder to different people? Did you know? That is the big question on the table. Did you know and you just didn't care? Or did you not know and you're finding out and you're mad because, you know, it's thrown a rotten soup bone into the soup and ruined the taste? Which is it? Which door is it? Did you know or did you not know? Did you know? I bet you did. You just didn't care. And you probably thought the girl world wouldn't find out, and we did. And now you're mad about it. You're mad because we found out the truth.
Her. I shouldn't have done it. But we were so fucking happy and in love and on cloud 9. Like,
girl, she came down for a little while and then she went back. Okay, so you spent some personal time with Tommy and you had a good time, and that's fine. And maybe you had further plans. Maybe you had some further plans. And I saw something else in my cards, Amber. What are you doing giving Tommy money? What's up with that? I saw that too.
literally, like,
Not that it's any of my business. She can give her money to whoever she wants. I'm just saying, if this person, Tommy, is completely independent, taking care of herself, she's not with Amber for the money, then she should have her own money and not encouraging Amber to spend her money on her. And that's the point.
I never felt so loved before. And to have that taken from me because of people who actually hate me and that actually.
Okay, Amber, this is where I'm going to correct you. So you're on this video saying people hate you. People hate you. Here's where I tell you you're wrong and tell you exactly why you're wrong. So people hate you, right? Amber, if people really hated you, I mean, really, really hated you, Girl World could have found all this stuff out and just kept it on Twitter, and nobody would have reached out to you to warn you. Hate is a very strong emotion. It's so strong. It's so dark. If people really hated you, if they were not concerned for you, then everybody would say, hey, yeah, we're finding this stuff out about Tommy. This person is a feeder. Let this person move in with Amber and nobody tell her. And whatever happens, happens. Now, that would have been a sign of hate. But apparently there's a lot of humanity in Girl World. And people reached out to you and warned you because they care. So all these claims about people hate me, they want to see me miserable. Not true. Not true. When you see someone you don't like and you see somebody around them that might potentially cause harm to that person, maybe even do things to cause their life to end, you're still going to have your humanity and use it once in a while. Even if the person you're talking to doesn't deserve it because they're awful, still, sometimes the humanity jumps out. So this whole thought process of girl world hates you. If we really hated you, we would have kept our mouths shut. Understand that? Thank you. Let's keep going. The video's almost over.
You want to see me miserable? They don't care. Like, they don't care. It's all just for fucking show and for drama and people monetizing and making money. Like, it's
girlfriend, stop. Quit it. Quit it. And I know this is like old news. This is something that happened in the past, but I still want to give you one of these for what you did on TikTok a while ago. You know, faking having a B moment on camera. You set up your camera and you were crying and acting like you were having a B moment. You filmed it. Big ups to you for that. Mocking and monetizing something like that on TikTok. And I'm glad you got in trouble. So you're over here talking about, oh, it's all about views and monetization. And yet you're guilty of monetizing things you have no business monetizing. So rules for thee, but not for me, right? That's the feeling. I can get on YouTube and be dramatic and pretend to cry and bring my relationships here and then get mad if people start digging on this person. But nobody else can do anything, say anything. I can have freedom of speech, but nobody else is allowed to. Yeah, you're sounding a lot like Foodie these days.
not fair. But I hope that these people are happy because not only did they ruin my life.
Your life is already ruined. This is just another layer to the cake. You ruined your own life, Amber. As I said, you were given a cup of fortune. You ruined it. You squandered it. You spent all your money on nonsense, buying things you really didn't need, not saving any of it, not taking care of yourself. So here you are. Here you are, making a last desperate attempt to get people interested in you again. And you thought that the whole Tommy angle would work. And maybe it would have. But you got mad because people found out things that maybe you were hoping would not get found out. And now it's too late. What's on the table is on the table.
But they're ruining someone else's life. And
I got no sympathy for Tommy. After what I found out, after what I've seen, I could care less. I could care less. Somebody who's an extreme feeder that encourages somebody to eat until they lose their life. No sympathy, no tears for that individual. Don't care.
Her mental health is not good right now, and neither am I. Like, I'm literally, like, look at me. Like, I just am a...
You know what? I think the extent of Tommy's mental health is probably like, doggone it. I was so close. I was so close to moving in with Amber, and she would have taken care of me, and I wouldn't have had to worry about a doggone thing, and gone on YouTube and gotten the clout and maybe start my own channel, and it was all just taken away from me by Girl World. You know, kind of like Scooby-Doo. I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you stinking kids. Yeah, scammer. We found you out, player. We found out who you were playing and how you were playing. You were exposed. That'll teach you to be public with your scamming and your playing.
Puppy a mess. Like, everything right now feels heavy and scary, and it's just not okay. Like, I regret so badly ever sharing her. I know people are going to watch this and just not give a fuck. They're just going to roll their eyes and just not care. I feel like my words don't matter to a lot of people, or the way that I feel. They never have mattered. People watch me to just laugh at me and to hate me. And
you know what, Amber? I don't hate you. I know this is going to sound callous to say, but I'm not invested in you emotionally. I am indifferent to you. I neither care nor not care. I feel nothing. You're somebody across the world. You're not part of my personal life. You're just somebody on YouTube. And since you don't care about yourself, obviously, why should I care about you? Why am I going to waste my emotion on you? I am indifferent. I'm just a viewer. I am just a reactor. I don't have to be emotionally tied to you to react to you. I can just sit here and give my opinions. I don't care enough to hate you. I don't. You like to say that. You try to act like people are really invested in you to the point where they feel a strong emotion, but that's not the case. A lot of people just watch you and just shake their head in disgust and disbelief.
I'm realizing, like, people just want to ruin my life, and it worked. So people literally just don't think before they post. They're fucking just hungry for the next drama, the next thing to make me look bad or to make someone I love look bad.
Amber, all that people did was just go digging on Tommy and expose the information about Tommy, and you're trying to act like people are just doing this stuff to make me look bad. No, it made Tommy look bad. And again, what you do with the information is up to you. You decide.
Like, that's just what they're waiting for. And when they thought they found that, they turned it into something way bigger than what it really is.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. There's no allegedly conspiracy theory, whatever here. The pictures, there's proof, girl. You can't lie in a picture. Okay, a picture is worth 1,000 words. All those pictures on Twitter. Confirmed feeder. Tangible proof. Not theory, not rumor, not gossip. Truth. And now you know it too if you didn't know it before. Although I suspect you've known all along, and you're just mad because now everybody knows.
And you guys, again, do not know the full story.
And you know what? You said that twice. You said that at the beginning of the video. Now you're saying it now. You guys don't know the full story. Okay, Miss Ma'am. You have the chair. You have the floor. What don't we know? What's the full story? Here's your moment. Give it to us. Fill in the blanks for us. Tell us what we don't know. I'm waiting. Do I have to wait all day? What's the full story? You could have made a longer video filling in the blanks. Why didn't you? You're doing that deflection thing. Oh, you guys don't know the relationship we have. You don't know the full story. Chantal does the same thing, same deflection tactic. You say that, but then you don't explain. There's no explanation here. You want to know why? Because we got the story right. Because the receipts don't lie. And you know that. That's why you can't explain. You can't think of any kind of lie that would justify everything we've seen, that would explain it all away. That's why you're doing the light deflection tactics of, you guys just don't know. We know enough. We know enough and we've seen enough, and that's it and that's all.
It's sad, but you never will. I really don't know what else to say besides I kind of just feel defeated and hopeless, and I'm absolutely heartbroken. Like, it's just the worst feeling in the world to go from me.
Girlfriend, how old are you? You're in your 30s, right? You're in your 30s and you just haven't figured out that by now you should take your time when getting to know people. You know, take your time, talk to them, spend some time around them, a significant amount of time. Don't just jump into relationships like a kiddie pool and splash about. Take your time. If the person is the right one, they will be the right one no matter how long you take figuring them out. Don't be in such a doggone rush.
Being so fucking happy and like so sure of my feelings and my future, to have that just ripped away from me over something that,
you know what, you're putting your anger in the wrong place, Amber. You want to get mad at somebody, get mad at Tommy for being a shady public player. That's where the blame needs to go. That's where the anger needs to go, not at Girl World. If Tommy had not done what she did, and been public with what she did and chasing after women on social media like she did, there'd be nothing to talk about. Get mad at her, not us.
I didn't even do. Like, that's like the hardest part. Hi, guys.
And that was the video. It was kind of short, but we don't need to go any further. What a bunch of nonsense. Her blaming Girl World. Of course she would. She and Chantal, I swear to God, they should be in a Big Brother house. They're so alike. Although that would be great content. You know, the fireworks would be great. But blaming Girl World, saying it's our fault the relationship is over. No, 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 no. It's your fault and it's Tommy's fault because the both of you just, in different ways, you mucked it all up. And now you got to deal with the evidence on the table, and that's up to y'all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.